We're gonna actually talk about how she did that on the call today.
This one is mine. Not the latest. I remember him saying 8, right? Or no? 8 bedrooms, yeah.
We're gonna take you on a tour of it. Actually, I think Jessica, you should, Trevor, you should sign on to Zoom on your phone. Then we can go down and we can watch you see it for the first
Let
time.
me go through it for.
The Zoom
Did
call.
you send it?
It's on the app.
Let me see.
Yeah, all the 11 here. This one? 15. No, that's cool. Come and talk. That's how
How's he done?
it's probably changed. Hello, James. Hello, iPhone user.
Hello, Jacob. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well too. It actually cleared up to be a nice day this afternoon here in New York.
Oh, isn't that lovely? It's nothing but a... So we can have nice things. Anyway, nothing like hearing my own voice come back at me. Let me tell you, I think I sound gay enough as it is, but when I hear it come from a phone, it's even worse. Well, hold on, I don't want you going yet. Well, just mute the phone or turn the volume down.
Feedback is fun.
There you go. Seriously, people. No. So today we were supposed to have Mr. Joseph Earls joining us for our final party chatter of the year, but I'm actually, he unfortunately had to cancel. He had a family emergency, which is unfortunate, but we have something even better. I'm here in the Colorado Springs house, the second location of the Sherlock's Homes Foundation. So this is the second Sherlock's Homes. This is Casa de Mariposa, or House of the Butterflies. And this home, we've been here for about 8 months, but it became a Sherlock's home about 4 months ago. And we've done a lot of work here in the past 4 months. I now have one of my board members here for the weekend. We're being recognized for a fund. We're getting a donation this weekend. So I brought in a couple of my board members. I brought a couple of my board members here. The one who can't seem to use a Zoom on a phone. That'd be Trevor. Yeah, you see, they can still hear you on my microphone because you're right here. Yeah, that's how microphones work. They kind of
sometimes
spread.
I'm special.
Yeah, you are special. Yeah.
Trevor, it's okay. He's like that with everybody.
No, I know.
No, he knows. He can take it. I mean, his last name is Hard, man. What was that like growing up?
Stern. It's stern. It's a stern name.
Yeah, it's a very stern name. So Trevor is actually one of my board members, and Jessica's here as well. She's going to eventually show up because she's supposed to be our guest today now. So I wanted them to talk about why they believe in our mission and what made them decide to take a chance on one sassy gay guy with a vision and why they decided to support this mission and this dream. So Trevor Hardman, welcome to the show. Come over here. Just come over here. Yeah. Wait, is this my good side? It's fine. I don't have a bad one right now. Not in this lighting. So everyone say hi to Trevor.
Hey guys.
Hi, Trevor.
Hello, Trevor.
Oh, there you go. So Trevor, tell us, who are you? What do you do? Where are you from?
All right. So I'm Trevor Hardman. I'm a chiropractic physician. I practice out in Jacksonville, Florida. I actually met Jacob while practicing down in South Florida. The only reason I met him is because he was one of my patients.
Yep.
And I was new down there, so the guy literally became my best friend, taught me a bunch of stuff, started hearing his word, what's going on, what his life was like. And just talking to him, I was, healthcare medicine. And I told him I wanted to learn more about real estate. So learning about real estate brought out a part of Jacob that explained his passions in the sense of what he has a vision for, and that's what we were just talking about earlier. And it's it's something so unheard of, but genuine at the same time that not many people do that. So I looked at it and I was like, hey, I like this. I love everything you're doing. And I said, I'm willing to help and go forward. So my first thing was just helping him go through things. And then he said, hey, I'm starting this. And I told him, I think I told you the whole time, just go for it.
Mhm.
And what was it, like a week later, you realize it's this, it's that, we're doing
Did
this.
it.
Talk to this guy, talk to your advisors.
Yep.
Started, and I was like, all right. He said, oh, and you're a board member.
Well, I asked,
know,
but
yeah, but-
it was kind of one of those, hey, I'm asking as a formality, but if you're
Yeah.
already honest, just say yes.
It was
Yeah.
good though.
Mhm.
And it's an awesome vision and purpose where I talk to my patients all the time about it. Literally just talk to a guy on the plane here and he loves it. He's already following you.
Oh, we have a new follower.
That's cool.
Oh, Stephanie's gonna love that. We now have 4. It's awesome.
Yeah, so it's nice to be up here finally to see this house. This will be my first time actually taking a tour whenever we get to that part.
Do you guys want to take a tour with Trevor? Say yes. There are only
Absolutely.
2 that call. Wonderful. So we're
I
going
know what it
Jessica's
looks
actually
like.
here too. What was that about?
I said, I know what it looks like, but yeah, sure. Let's see the updates. Let's see what they've done since we've been there.
Let's watch Trevor get excited about seeing the house. How about that?
Yeah.
Definitely.
So Jessica's here as well. So we'll get to know Jessica. Then we're going to take a tour of the home. You guys can meet some of the people that are here. Are you on your screen? Do you want to?
You can use mine.
Okay, good. So
Hi,
you can talk-
Jess.
why don't you move the Del Taco bag? Let's be very clear. Jacob ate once yesterday at I landed at 10 a.m. I think, something like that.
We had lunch,
Yeah,
and then that was it.
that's
I gave
it.
you a Triscuit with some.
No, he had
cheese
his dinner. He had wine. He had dinner.
I did have wine. You're right. I did have my liquid dinner. I had a juice cleanse.
I had my breakfast.
Yeah. I only have his makers, which was great. So good times there. So breakfast of champions. So Jessica, my love, tell us, what made you want to get involved with the Sherlock Holmes Foundation?
on. Why not?
Why not, indeed?
Jacob, you're a pretty hard sell. You know, it's like,
I twisted your arm.
yeah.
I held your feet to the fire until you said yes. I would beat you senseless until you would agree to.
Only,
Keep in
I
mind,
mean, yes, well, no, I mean, God, what happened? We used to talk all the time back in like January.
mhm,
It started off with, I remember we sitting at that one event with Anderson. And we were talking about taxes and stuff, and you talked about a nonprofit and that you were wanting to open a nonprofit. I was like, okay, yeah.
yeah, Stephanie was there
Great.
too. You were there.
Yeah, I was there.
That's how you
That's
guys
how I
met.
know.
I knew I
That's
introduced
it,
him at one point, but I
yes.
forgot how I did
That
it.
was it.
That was
Thank
the Anderson
you.
event, yes. So
That was
that's
when we
right.
started talking about that
Mhm.
was when we started talking about nonprofit.
Mhm. I
And
started
then it was
working
kind
towards
of
it.
not much, and then we started talking a lot more in December timeframe, and then January, and then you're like, oh well, I started the nonprofit. Like, okay, well, at that time you just literally opened a house. You didn't think you started a nonprofit yet.
I knew it was
it
going
was-
to be a nonprofit, but I was just like, figure it out later. Just
Yeah.
sign up and figure it
I
out.
took somebody in the house. Congratulations. And so it was like, wow, and so it was us trying to figure out what we were, him trying to figure out what he's going to do and how he's going to support it. And we tried to support it a little, or, we talked a lot, and then we were talking about the elite and how elite was kind of like going
Sign up,
under
figure it out.
south kind of quickly.
Yeah.
And yeah, we started talking about like, what's the, why, how to improve it or what we could do. And it's like, oh, well, start doing blogs or start doing, chats on a regular basis. And then it evolved into
Party chatter.
Why not do the, there's party chatter. And then evolved into like,
Real
we
estate
really need
survivor.
like accountability. Like there has to be some sort of accountability for people to get this thing and to actually, like there ought to be something that like after you graduate the 3-day, like we need this like long accountability where people like actually are held accountable and start doing things. And like
Mhm.
Investor Party was born, right?
Investor party.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then everyone was kind of participating in that. And then once I moved out here, it was like, well, why not? Right? Like again, it was kind of just 8-bedroom house. Like, what was I going to do with it? Had a couple other ideas, but then like, you know what? Like, it's time to start giving back to the community. So
You know, that was actually, that's one of my favorite memories of you when we had our conversation where this came up. So something I often tell people is I know I did. Okay, so I'm speaking from personal experience. So please understand that if it's not your situation, then it probably is. We typically make things really hard on ourselves, especially when we're trying to find a purpose. We think it's going to be something so elaborate and grand and has to be this huge thing that's supposed to, come out of us preformed and it's done, It's like, I want to be Apple computers now. And then you forget that they started in their garage, right? After bricking off Xerox. But the idea was, Jessica was already on my board. Now something that you guys may or may not know with the home is it's supposed to have multiple streams of income. The business model has the kids working within the nonprofit as well as trying to find jobs outside of it. So they're able to have multiple streams of income, learning how to trade, learning how to invest in real estate, learning how to flip properties, taking broken homes and fixing broken hearts. So that was the concept. One of the things that Trevor invested in first was the Amazon store because, well, we had to. The kids couldn't go out to make money anymore. We had to sell things online. And then the minute we got it ready to go that day, Amazon closed all non-essential services because, COVID. I'm not annoyed. I'm just going through some post-traumatic stress. So Trevor helped us get that going. So kids, you have him to thank. They probably won't, but they should. And anyway, Jessica was here. She was getting this 8-bedroom house, which was huge. It was just her. She wanted to actually turn this into an assisted living facility, but because of issues with, you are such a dork. Because of issues with the city,
sorry. Go ahead.
Because of her issues with the city, she could not do that because there's one too close to her. So I was talking to her on the phone and she didn't know what to do with that. I literally looked at her on FaceTime and said, well, why don't we turn into one of Sherlock's homes? And she literally, it looked like you've been hit with a bucket of ice water. I'm like, yeah, that just makes sense, right? She wanted to help. I was like, it's already part of your community. They need serving. You know their needs better than anybody else. You're already part of the board. Why not? Do it. Why not? And she said, okay. And then 3 weeks later, we were here remodeling the house.
Yeah, well,
it was
as
quick.
soon as I said okay, within 3 days.
The next day, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was really fast. I literally, somebody wrote me. I'd said that I was going to do it, right? And then Tegan wrote me and said, hey, there's this person that needs a place. And 2 days later, and I was like, okay.
Remember that
Why
call?
not? And I remember oh my God, I'm about to have my first person in the house. How do I do this? What am I going to do? I don't know who they are. And background check, I haven't done anything. What am I going to do? He's worked out.
And it was Nick. That was Nick. And Nick has been an incredible asset. Nick has grown so much in the past 4 months. Just been incredible. And Nick has actually been, it's something that's also interesting. When you guys are looking at doing stuff like this, you're actually helping people. They want to, okay, this is something I'm finding very common. Even though they might be homeless or need a place to stay, there are still people calling to check on these individuals, making sure they're not, dead, ideally. So then they start telling their friends and family that they're okay and where they are and what they're at. And then their friends and family keep asking more questions, and then they start watching, and then word starts to spread. Then more people want to get help. They want to reach out. They want to be a part of something, and that's why there's not really any. I don't have to advertise. You don't have to advertise. There's such a need. It's already there. You have to provide the way for them to be able to afford to live here, right? You got to provide the opportunities, but you don't have to spend all that money on marketing and paying commissions for realtors and things like that. It's a very different approach. And it's been incredibly humbling. I don't know how I would have gotten through 2020 without doing this. I think had I gone through COVID in an apartment by myself, I'd be dead. I wouldn't be here. No, Jacob wouldn't. No, I would have.
It wouldn't just be COVID-19, COVID 45.
Right. I would. It's like, you think the virus is bad, watch what I can do this Walmart. It's going, but I'm not one of those people that's good on my own. So anyway, the home in Boca, we serve kids between the ages of 18 and 25. And why I say the term kids, and I use this, I'll tell you that story later. The term kids is actually what they call youth from the Housing and Urban Development. Under 25, if you are homeless, you are considered a youth. 25 and over is actually considered an adult, and then you have different programs, different services. Jessica's program here is for people over 25. All right, so we have a home here that people actually can come and grow into and get their feet beneath them. They got different rules, different expectations, but they have a lot of similar programs. So it's all helping them get together. But the cool thing is, in this home, we try to teach people how to become house managers. So as we expand, we go and we acquire properties around the country, we can actually take them and move them into a job that they will actually be making a living in, and also help supporting the foundation growing from within. So we are working on getting into Atlanta by March. We're working on getting to a home in DC next year as well right now. We're going to look at getting, oh, this is funny part. 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, not even, I called Jessica, we were just chatting, and she just casually mentions that, okay, I think I'm ready to open another home now. Like, that wasn't going to give me a heart attack. How did you think I was going to react when you said that?
Well, I didn't know you'd move out here. But, you know,
Surprise.
That's a pleasant, serendipitous thing to do.
Yeah, it's so that, because now that we're doing it, so now that we're doing it, so a lot of things happened very quickly. She said she wanted to open another house in Colorado Springs. Like, oh, okay, cool. Now I'm going, okay, now we've got to automate this. We've got to create a system. So we're gonna be getting all these houses going. I'm like, it's probably easier for them there to do this, to make sure we're all on the same page. We do have, but we already have an affiliate nonprofit that we're working with here that I'm helping turn into a nonprofit, Tegan's Hobby Farm. And that's really cool. So if you are someone who is of the LGBTQ community and need a place that you can heal, you have a rural option, living on a hobby farm where you can focus on growing microgreens and the food truck that they want to do, and the carpentry workshop, and it is ridiculous how much they've got. So much. We should take that. Yeah, 10 acres. A hobby farm is 10 acres or less. By the way, that's still considered residential, 10 acres or less. Anything above 10 acres, 10.1 acres and above, is considered commercial. So again, when you're thinking about asset classes, that's something to know. So Tegan has a hobby farm that can take in, what was it, 12 people per house in 2 houses? She took like 20 people. Yeah, it's a lot of people. They were so filled that they actually had to they made a wall of boxes to give someone privacy to make another room. There's such a need, guys. Like, that's the crazy, there's so much need for what we're doing. So I was able to go out there and show Tegan how to structure some of their cash flow strategies. The thing that's the biggest misconception I'm seeing, and Jessica, feel free to weigh in, is that when people think nonprofit, they think you're not allowed to make money, right? Like, is that kind of like yeah, was your first thought? Yeah.
So I found out it was you through you.
Yeah. It was
No,
my
initially,
thought.
That's what you think, but then
Yeah.
the more I'm talking to other nonprofits, it's like, no, I mean, there's expenses, a bunch of expenses you have to do, and there's like, so like even tonight, like we're going to that UCPB event, or the coronation ball, where they're gonna be donating some money for us. And they're
So cool.
even there, it's like, yes, they're donating, I think a total of $12,000 tonight, like 4,000, like to 3 different groups. But then the emperor and empress still have to do their travels, right? And so like there's actually travels. I mean, so they travel all around the country, and some of the funds they raise are to be able to do the traveling, because that's kind of part of like their job. So the overall thing is basically they raise money for other nonprofits, but then they have to do that. They have to be able to travel and do some other things, so that, and that's all paid for by the nonprofit. So
it's supported.
Yeah, it's all supported. So.
There are so many things that we're learning while doing. So, and I didn't know this either. Okay, this is fun. Pamela, I told this to. So Pamela, are you there? She'll be here in a second. I know she's doing 1,000 things. By the way, Pamela, if you guys,
I'm here.
Okay, Pamela, I think you're the only one that knows this, so you can't answer. But the next question's for you. So James, Bo, and Trevor, you may not know this. Okay. Which one of these organizations, these three organizations I'm going to mention, are a for-profit business?
Oh.
IKEA, the NHL, and Goodwill. Which one is a for-profit business?
What was the second one?
The NHL.
Like the hockey league?
Yep.
I'm gonna guess Goodwill,
Do you think that's a for-profit or non-profit?
for profit.
You're right.
He's right.
I remember the NHL from another one that you actually gave one time, and also IKEA. I'm familiar with that one beforehand. So, but I would have never thought that though at first. If you did not line it up that way, it just is impressive because it sounds like a nonprofit.
Right. And actually, it's brilliant marketing because most people think Goodwill's a nonprofit. But the biggest difference between a nonprofit and a for-profit is who owns it. A nonprofit is owned by the public, right? So there's a lot more transparency. The boards are different. The titles are different. So there's been a lot of stuff going there. So like nonprofits work together. By the way, IKEA is technically 3 nonprofits. I didn't know they could do this. So I went to IKEA last week to try to see if we could partner because, well, why not? Can't hurt to ask. I've now gotten to that point where I'm like, just gonna ask. I've contacted Wayfair. I'm working on them. Decided to go sign up for my IKEA because Wayfair was taking too long, and I just.
So that's why you really went over there and wanted me to go with you.
Yeah.
You can go there for Swedish meatballs.
Yes, now they got vegetarian, vegan meatballs.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they were closing by the time I got to that part of the calendar. Anyway, so there are 3 nonprofits. They have a nonprofit for their intellectual property. Did not know that was a thing, right? They have a nonprofit for their distribution. They have a nonprofit for design. I believe I'm doing those 3 things correct. Other thing that's interesting, did you know IKEA is the world's largest consumer of lumber?
No.
Yeah, they consume 1% of the world's lumber, but they also replenish it. They have programs because they constantly replenish. Well, first of all, what they're using, but they are very much about being more environmental, which is very I thought it was really cool. So I was the guy who was working with. I was like, listening, like, okay, yes, thank you, David. Tell me more. Like I'm soaking in. Like, how am I going to do this myself? Yes, I want to be a global nonprofit too. So yeah, I thought it was really interesting. So, but they won't work with us. This part I did not tell Pam. This was for Pam. This is the part that's for Pam. They want to, in order to work with certain nonprofits that are that large, like IKEA, you have to have an international nonprofit partner or a national nonprofit partner that's established. Hey, Pam.
You mean like AFK?
Oh my God.
You mean like Joy? Yes.
Like Joy.
Who's international?
26 years. Who knew? So it's kind of crazy. Like when you actually give in, and Jessica's finding this too, when you actually give in and you follow a calling, right? A vocation. It's like it's something that is really true to who you are. Things just happen, right? You're blessed. And it's been amazing. Like all those what ifs that people typically live by is because they're not living up to their full calling. But once you just start doing it, like, I can't imagine doing anything else now.
No, it's hard to not think that this is what I should be doing.
Yeah. It surprises me every day. And I'm still looking at people like you guys with us. Like Pam, by the way, James, you don't know this yet. Pam she's instrumental in what we're doing for Giving Tuesday. Like for those of you who don't know, I don't have much of a corporate background. So when it comes to organizing, she just got frustrated. Yeah, that was, yeah. Could you hear Jessica roll her eyes? So I don't have much of an organizational background for corporations at all. I'm just a big heart with a big vision. I am too stupid to say no. I'm just going to go for it, right? So Pam and Jessica actually have been very good. Okay, we need to have meetings. We need to talk to each other. We need to set some stuff up
We
in
need
place.
a little structure, my love.
I'm trying.
We're too
So
big.
whatever structure is in place is because they've helped me put it together. Those two, Nelson and Elise. So I'm like, oh dear God. So Pam's in charge of she's our program director. So she does stuff with Investor Party and Sherlock's homes. So things like Stock Market Survivor. Oh, Emily's coming, Pam. She's flying in.
Emily's flying into Florida.
Colorado Springs.
Miami? Oh,
She's coming
yeah.
here today.
Oh, she's coming to
Yeah.
you. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, she's going to the party with you guys?
Yeah, last minute. She called us night before
Oh,
last and said, "Are you
nice.
still going?
Oh.
Give me the details." Like,
Nice.
okay.
Gonna be a
She
big
had a
group
ticket
with
to
you.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's gonna be fun. So
Yes, always.
I'm excited. So she's so for like Stock Market Survivor, Real Estate Survivor, Giving Tuesday. Pam's the one that helps. Like I say what I need. She works with Bo. She just makes sure things are getting done, tells me what I need to do, and I'm like, thank you very much, because that's enough. And I move on. So thank you. Jessica, thank you for running this home for me. This organization's been amazing. Trevor, I want you guys to see Trevor see this house for the first time. So we're about to go on a tour. He has not seen it. And they've been doing some work here. So Bo's gonna see it. Actually, you saw it last night. But I want you guys to see the difference. Now, remember, my motto is we don't have a housing problem, we have a homing problem, which is why it's called homelessness. And in order to fix homelessness in America, you have to fix the relationship that an individual has with the concept of a home. When they are kicked out, or they are addicted, or their family disowns them, it's a betrayal. And that home is that identity. That's the den where they all lived, right? That was their safety. That was their refuge, their sanctuary, right? So when that place of safety betrays you, it scars you. There's something that you cannot get over. And so what we're trying to do here in the home itself is repair that relationship with the individual and their concept of a home. It's not just four walls and a roof. It's about a community and that sense of security that they are their home, and it's okay to be in one place and feel that they belong. So you're gonna see it. Trevor, why don't you get your phone? Jessica, take this handsome mother ducker for a tour. Start with a beautiful mural that we created here for everyone. Or start with the front door, that works. This
Did the
is
plants
complicated.
survive outside?
What was that?
Did the plants survive outside?
The plants survive outside?
They are still green, I'm pretty sure.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yes, I will mute mine. You'll do.
Y'all should be able to hear me now. Okay, here we go. We're kind of walking around the house. So we'll start kind of down here. There's no real changes that have kind of happened down here, but you can see like what do we do here? I don't know. It's the bar. It's kind of where we do the bar. This is my room, and it is actually kind of clean. Oh no, it's locked. Oops.
So one of the things that we have to do with our home, the master bedroom.
I did actually separate out. I separated out the that's that side of the house. Well, that's the twin size sheets, the towels for people when they come in, other items. This is like medical supplies for the house. These are other toiletries type thing. So like actually trying to separate things out to where everyone kind of knows what's where, basically. And oh, there's my dress tonight. It's in plastic. Oh, never mind. It's not good. Sorry. We'll go to something else. Well, it's okay. It just has like a bunch of clothes on the bed. Well, that's right. This is my contractor's room.
Yes. Are we allowed to walk in?
Sure.
I just want to see.
We want to see your face.
That looks so good, Jess.
Yeah. He does like these lights underneath the bed that like glow.
Same
And
ones my kids have in their bedroom. Apparently, does not hold you. See,
Oh wow.
you make it green.
Well, I like how.
No, that's awesome. I like it. He's done a good job.
Like ground effects for a car.
Right. This is one of the rooms that's currently open right now. So we have in here right now. So like there's a bed. It's pretty much ready to go. We pulled this bed out of the other room over there so that Jonathan could put his in there. And so we'll probably move this out of here, and somebody might be moving it up here soon. But yes, so this is another room, and so it's kind of ready to go. So what we provide is basically, a bed, sheets, pillows, a light. We have a dresser that we also will have in here, which I'm not exactly sure where, but we have one outside that we'll be able to bring inside. So there'll be a dresser, and then, obviously closet. Basically, the only thing that they need to be able to supply for themselves is going to be food once they get here. Yeah.
Don't you remember we did? Yeah.
Oh, God, this room. So it smelled like horrible smoke, right? Like, I mean, it was like dripping down the walls. It was like so disgusting. And there was carpet that was in here. So we basically ripped out the carpet.
Floors look flawless.
Like literally scraped and like wiped down every wall that was in here, painted the entire thing, and it's still white right now. Still waiting on some small garment paint to come in. They were going to paint it a little bit different color, but we painted the ceiling. So this is actually just a primer right now. And then we installed the floors all in here, and Bo was a huge help on that. Thank you, Bo.
You're welcome.
And yeah, so like, I mean, these two rooms upstairs were like two of the worst rooms like in the house. Took a lot of work, a lot of work.
That's what I was wondering. If you're going to do that and have like maybe that's what we do.
We could stack beds.
I mean,
But remember that fixing these two rooms could have theoretically saved 4 lives, right? So Jessica's model, and I actually suggested this here, was that they do single rooms here because people are slightly older, and they need more privacy, or they don't have things like some of the dogs, so on and so forth. So having a model that they can bring around also makes it a little less overwhelming when they are older. Now, there are a couple people who trade rooms downstairs, but you only have so many better toilets.
but you're living in a second house in Coral Springs. I mean, not
Colorado Springs. Mhm.
Let's say it'd be cool to have one room to have just flow until you get that second house. That'd be sweet.
Mhm.
It's nice to have a single room.
Mhm.
Let's continue.
Yeah. The bathroom we improved while we were here. We actually,
Open the shower curtain.
oh, sorry. We had to repair somewhat around the window. We had to, you can see the white tile that we had to install. We had to fix some stuff on the plumbing a little bit, and then again we had to paint part of it, and then we actually installed this shower bar that was in here, and yeah, so that's kind of the improvements that we semi-made in there.
All right. Now let's talk
Kitchen. Okay, so there used to be this wall that was right there, which now there's no more wall. Thank you. And if you actually go back and you look at Facebook, you'll be able to see me put the first hole in the wall while everyone was kind of here, which was very fun. Anyways, the idea, so we took the whole thing down right here because we want to be able to open it up because it was just so isolating. We're eventually going to open up this wall as well. That's kind of the next project, or one of the next projects is we'll take that one down. And then eventually we'll put in like a regular countertop in here and cover this stuff up. But right now we just wanted to, it was like a weekend thing. We're like, you know what? I'm just going to take it down because I feel like taking it down. So we took some saws and hammers and pulled everything down, and now you have what it is.
The contractor that's here is this sweetheart. Jonathan is a sweet weekend, and we've fallen some hard times. So even though he could not take care of the rent at the moment, he actually did something that's it. So he's actually helping to improve the home while here on the street. That's the thing. When you let people do things like that, they actually feel like you're contributing to the business success work. There's this gratitude from him that I just, he was talking to me this morning about how his life was going such a place 6 months ago, and then it was derailed, and it feels like it shocked him. It was hard, but he feels so much. So glad to be part of it. It's something that's awesome. Purpose matters. And also
Hey,
having this,
Jacob.
like it was suffocatingly tight in here because it's big open breath. And look, they started doing hot
holder thingy, pot holder thingy.
Yeah, hold it. Yeah. So now let's go through that.
So y'all can see the mural. That's still up there. Jacob did most of that mural. What we did was we did hands. See the hands that are inside there? Everybody that was at the house at the time, and all the people that were here visiting, we all did like handprints up on the wall. And then painted this, big butterfly because it's Casa de Mariposas, the House of Butterflies. And so, yeah, did this entire mural, which was pretty amazing.
Jacob, stand closer to Jessica so that way we can actually hear you talk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying that marijuana is legal in Colorado, so we all got stinking high and did it together. It was lovely. So there.
Is that what we did?
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is that how this is
Yes. Aerial yoga. We have, it's just our whiteboard. Which is a screen door with a piece of white paper behind it, right? So it's just a piece of glass. Yeah, it's stuff we need to add to the wish list. This was talking about some investment stuff yesterday on trying to explain to some of the people in the house, like how we do, what's the maximum allowable offer? What's ARV? How do you get to some of these numbers? And so it was, so that was it was just trying to explain it. And then I love the quote, whatever you're not changing, you're choosing.
Exactly. But that's the thing. Even the people this time, they were learning about real estate investing, stock investing. They have to know. If they don't know, they don't wake up. And one of them is waking up. So the two of them.
And possibly Kenny.
They're starting, there's like a rude awakening that happens. And when it happens, so
this was up until last weekend, this was another door that you couldn't really see through. So we changed out this patio door this past weekend. So we still need to do some trim work on it. But you can actually see through it. And Bo was kind enough to actually cut down a bunch of branches off of that tree, which means that now you can see Pikes Peak, which is straight ahead of you.
oh yeah.
I cut what I could, even though I'm vertically challenged. So,
Honey, when you're as handsome as you are, you can be short and still be stacked. It's great. All right.
So then that's Nick's. Yeah, that's Nick's bedroom.
Okay. And the role of the house manager is to assist Jessica. So for anything that needs to be done, for the house, eventually the house manager's role is to make sure people can get to doctor's appointments, help them drive around if they need to, make sure groceries are taken care of, bills are paid, so on and so forth. It's like running a normal home, right? But now you've got people you don't know helping. And then it'll be assisted by a case manager. Some case managers.
So no, you don't have to. So these two. So one thing that's interesting about this house, right, is that if you look right behind, so you see this wall right here, right? Yeah. This used to be the back of the house.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. So this was the back of the house, and so they did this giant extension onto the house, and so that room and this room are basically the same size, and they're really big rooms. And then you'll see the ones downstairs also. And right now, this is my storage crack room.
The carpet looked like someone had died. Actually looked like they'd been a mass suicide. So it was disgusting. So we took it all up, and believe it or not, this is actually an improvement on the previous.
You can actually see how big, like how high it goes up. I mean, it's like, it goes all the way up to the ceiling, all the way up to the roof.
That'd be nice to see how this would pan out.
All right, so I think one of our people is watching the Masters right now. That's Courtney.
hey, Courtney, yay!
Yay! Here's Courtney. So we have the kitchen. It's basically the exact same footprint as upstairs. It's the same thing as downstairs. And so so that's Courtney's room. You just kind of stick your head in and just you can kind of see. But it's the same size footprint. I mean, it's huge. So, but down here we have upstairs is 5 bedrooms, down here is 3 bedrooms. And the difference is, instead of a room on this side, you have, basically it's an open area that we're probably going to turn into possibly like an Airbnb. Yeah. So you can see I mean, this one has the door, so it have entrance, to be able to come in and out. But it's basically the same size. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what we do is basically put like a little kitchenette right here. A little kitchenette, a little fridge, close that door, and then it would just be that one bathroom that's right there. Yeah. So it makes a nice little space. Nice.
So the value of having 2 kitchens right here.
Trying to hide. So here's the masters.
Okay.
This is, yeah, right. It is, at least as far as I know, it is. Need to clean it, and then I think it needs a chimney cap or something upstairs. Some of this is furniture that we gathered from different places that was kind of like donated to us or something of that nature. And so we're eventually going to be putting it in place, like possibly putting like a table over in the middle. But yeah, so we have some extra furniture. Now we also have some, we have that wish list that we talked about. Remember we talked about no, it was already in. This was mostly already in. But it's kind of like, this is a lot of stuff that's been donated to us. Over the last couple months. There have been some people that this has been off of our wish list that we have on Goodler.
Thank you, Pam, for setting that up.
Yeah, thank you, Pam, and for the donations too. Yeah, so we try and supply everything. I mean, including dishes. We do the dishes. We do pots and pans. We do, everything. It's pretty much, again, it's food and well, not necessarily toiletries, but definitely food that they need to supply for themselves. Well, yeah. Other than that. The other bedroom that would be the other one that would be a bedroom, which is not, is this utility room. And so this is just so where my bedroom is upstairs, this is utility room. So it has our, air conditioners, washer and dryer, that type of thing.
There are 2 washing machines and 2 dryers in the home. So there's one upstairs and one downstairs, especially as new people. It's very helpful. That's in the foul end. So now, this is a good home for what we're doing. It really is. You okay, Nick? Yeah. Wow. Really.
And then there's 2 bedrooms that I think people are in right now, and so we're not going to disturb them. And then this is another bathroom that we need to continue to work on, because if you can tell, it doesn't have a shower head.
So this one's not really functional.
So this one's not totally functional yet, which basically means everyone's downstairs is using one shower. So that's kind of the next. This is honestly the next big project, is trying to get this set up, ready to go as another bathroom down here, because yeah, there's 3 people basically living in these rooms right now, and they need a bathroom. And we're starting like we're trying to collect some clothes as well. So these are extra clothes that have come in, and people need something, they can wear them. And that's it. Courtney, this is Trevor.
See, I told you if you actually came to see what we were doing, you were kind of building. Kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, no, there's so many things I have.
Oh, there's just personal, a lot more.
And then, unfortunately, Bo did all the work outside, but unfortunately, we still have not been able. We've been under a fire ban still, and so we still have not used your fire pit.
It's all right. It's there for aesthetic purposes. So, but I did see that giant pile in the front yard was gone, so that's a plus.
Yes, it took us a while to do that, but then it only cost me $10. Yes, which is basically being used for storage.
Big enough, why not?
Yeah, and so it just has a ton of right now stuff from some of the people in the house. Basically, their extra stuff that they can't have in their room, they're keeping outside in the storage.
And then in the garage are all the donations, which we are going to be selling today, so give yourself a little bit of time to finish watching the Masters, so we can get that project going. Yeah, so sorry about 15 minutes. But the other
The,
I'll get over it, I'm only for a few days, and you didn't make any money for a while. So let the boys know shit, okay? Well, wonderful, you can watch on TV.
So yeah, that's about it. And my tools don't count as things that are being sold, Jacob.
Anyway, so
Kids were outside taking pictures of my tools. They're like, oh, we get to sell this?
No.
So did you enjoy that?
I did. No, I was very.
Very
James, what
cool.
did you think?
Yes. I think it looks great. I've only caught a little bit of tidbits in between from like what I've seen been posted and shared from yourself and from Jessica and everybody else on Facebook, but fantastic. Kudos. A lot of work, I could tell.
This is the perfect home too.
It's a really great one to start. It's not glamorous. It's not overly done. It's all the things that were repaired were things that were essential. Because remember, this is ultimately an investment property, but it's an investment property with a heart. So we didn't need to go and get, luxury hardwood or put in a wine fridge or, well, we did put all the lighting in.
Now, there are a lot of other improvements that are going to come. We are going to be finished painting the entire house on the inside and out. We are going to finish doing the kitchen, both sides of it. We're actually going to put like regular countertops on it, and we're going to do there are going to be other improvements that are coming out there. We're also going to be changing out all the floors throughout the entire house to be able to put down something that's a little bit more durable. The floors have been around for a long time. They're here and they're buckling in places, and so we're going to be putting on. We'll be putting new floors throughout. We'll be doing bathrooms downstairs. Obviously the Airbnb. So there is a lot of other work that still needs to be done on the house. And one of the things we do is obviously have people try and participate as much as possible in doing some of that stuff. And so like when we were doing patio doors, like we had some people from downstairs. They're like, okay, let's learn how to do the patio doors. How to pull stuff out, how to really pulling out nails, how to sand wood, how to a lot of things, and you're like, well, I don't necessarily want to do it. I'm like, well, it's to
part of
build
the program
confidence in yourself. It's part of the program, and it's to build confidence in yourself that you are able to do some of these things in the future, and you're not just a helpless individual. You're like, oh, I can't do anything. I've never done that before. Well, you got a tool. Let's do it, and you can try it one time to build the confidence to do it. That is where you learn. I sound considered for you. Are you typing that?
not about you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm typing about Bo and his many skills that he's also developed, so he's not helpless over time. Right, Bo?
You got it.
Somebody's on the beach.
He's so happy.
This is the first time the sun has been out and it has not been raining or over skies in like a week and a half. I was like, I'm gonna go and enjoy this call at the beach for a little bit and get some sun because yeah, I need it. So that's why my camera's been off. Sorry, but I'm here.
He needed some vitamin D.
I would be doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Fine.
So that's everything we want to show you guys to see what we are doing here at the home. We're looking to get another home to get it going because honestly, there are more people that need help. And we can't just wait for things to be perfect. They just have to be good enough. They will become perfect because the stories that come out of here, right? These are imperfect people. You have put them in a perfect location, they don't feel comfortable. You have to make sure that it matches your mission. So remember that as you're going through and you're doing these things. Well, do you have any questions? I mean, James, Bo, Trevor.
No questions for me, but On Giving Tuesday for everybody watching on Facebook. Anybody is.
There's one person still here. Hi, Angela.
Yeah, I have no
Hi,
questions.
Marcus.
I just have drive. Drive to see it.
Yeah, well, we'll use you. All right, well, that's all we wanted to have to cover for today. So thank you so much. Remember, Giving Tuesday is coming up on the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. Remember Sherlock's Homes on your philanthropic endeavors, helping us help save lives, real estate with a social mission. So you guys are amazing. I'm so glad you're here. We're gonna have a lot of fun this weekend. But in the meantime, rah, food.
Bye, guys.
Deuces.
See you all
Thanks for
next
everyone.
year with Party Chatter.
Oh yes.
Take care.
Stay tuned. We are going to be having panels coming up where we're going to have expert panels once a week coming up in a couple of weeks. And we're going to be releasing our podcast. So get ready. It's been so much fun. It's been so much work. And I'm so glad you guys are here. But I'm going to be glad to see you in 2021. All right. Mwah. Take care, everybody. Be blessed.
Bye.
Take care. Enjoy. Have a great weekend.
All right.